Okay, here we go. So, we're going to be talking about excuses versus your dreams, desires, and goals. Let's be real. I love that saying where excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one and they all stink. Love that saying because it's so true. I have been so good at making excuses as to why I can't do something. I will always find a good reason why I can't. The hard thing is to actually find reasons that you can get those, whatever you're trying to get. So, why I bring this up is because whenever you are trying to make change, there are always going to be excuses popping up. When you are, for example, when you are trying to work out, whenever you are trying to better your body, there are going to be things that will pop up. There are going to be, oh, well, I don't have the time. I don't have a gym membership. I hurt myself, and so I can't do anything. Some things are pretty valid, but at the same time, you can make that time. You can actually find ways to fit it in. So, when you sit there and you have an excuse, you're telling yourself that you don't want it bad enough, that it's not that important. I mean, you want it, but your excuses are way more important. They are way bigger than your desire, your dreams, your goals. Those don't matter as much. What are you going to give your energy to? Because you cannot have excuses and you can't have dreams and desires and goals. I mean, they can both sit there, but nothing's going to happen. You're just going to have excuses the whole time. And so your dreams, your desires, and goals are just going to sit over there. They're just there. That's it. They're right there in your head, like you're thinking about them, like you want them. But that's all it is. It's a want. You're not going to actually get up and go do it. So, why I bring this up is because of the fact that whenever you want to go big, when you want to step out of your comfort zone, whenever you want to get something in life, whenever you really want to get out of a situation that you're in, you have to give up all these. It's so funny because if you pay attention, if you really pay attention to your surroundings and you actually, you have these excuses going on in your head as to why you can't do something, the universe is going to send into your life someone that proves those excuses wrong. You're going to get someone pop up that like completely changes your view on that. And you have a choice. You have a choice on whether or not you find that you're jealous of that person and then you try to like take them down and you try to bring them down, or you are inspired by that person and you try to learn from them and you try to actually figure out what they're doing and you ask them these questions. You ask them what they're doing, how they're doing it. You actually go in, and this is one thing that I learned at every single job that I've had is I pay attention to who's the best, who has the best numbers, who's got the best in there, and I ask them questions. I try to understand how they do it because I want to be better. So in order to be better, I'm not trying to take their job. I'm just trying to get to understand the job and be better at the job. And that's with anything in life. If I see someone that is working out, I want to know how they do it. I want to know what they're doing. So I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to do research. I'm going to do something about it. I'm not going to tear them down for it. I'm not going to sit there and find excuses. Oh, well, they have it easier, so, like, it must be nice. You're just validating your excuses even more, and you're telling yourself that those don't matter. So, really and truly, what are you going to give energy to? What are you going to feed? It's like the two wolves story of, you have two wolves inside you, which one are you going to feed? Which one are you going to give energy to? Are you going to give energy to your excuses and constantly live in that state of, oh, I always have an excuse. Well, I'm here because I can't get ahead in life, and life just keeps, hitting me left and right, and, everything's against me. Or are you going to, like, own the fact that, hey, I don't want to be here. How do I get out of here? By, changing my habits. By giving up things in order to receive. You're going to have to give things up. You're going to have to give up your excuses. You're going to have to give up your time. You're going to have to give up people in your life that are holding you back. You're going to have to give up so many things. Like, you're going to have to give up bad habits. You're going to have to give up limiting beliefs. You're going to have to give up stories that you've been telling yourself for their whole life as to why, everything's against you. You have to give up a lot. But the reward is worth it. Because are these things really that much? Are they really that important? Are they really that great? No. That's garbage. Why do you want to hold on to garbage? Why are you trying to keep old stories and old beliefs and things that just aren't good anymore? Why are you holding on to trash? It's like hoarding. Why are you holding on to that crap? You don't need it. You're hoarding all of these excuses. Stop it. Let them go. Give them away. Let the universe take them. Because in order to get ahead in life, you can't always be someone that is creating excuses. You have to be a problem solver. You have to go out there and you have to try and figure out how to get to these things. Because, yeah, it's not going to be easy. Yeah, you're going to have to put in the work. But let me tell you, it's so worth it. It is so worth it, because it becomes so amazing to see what you are fully capable of in achieving those things. And yeah, you're going to run into people that are going to tear you down and make you feel like crap and trying to stop and block you from getting those things. Great. That's just resistance. And whenever you have resistance, whenever you're working out, it builds muscle. So, whenever you have resistance in going after your dreams, desires, and goals, that's a good sign. Because it's making you stronger. It's making you to be ready for those things. It's building you up. You're building muscle. You're building it all up to be able to hold these things. It's kind of like being able to, carry a huge heavy weight. You gotta be able to, lift weights consecutively to the point of where you can actually hold that big weight. So, quit with your excuses. If you want to hold on to those, if you want to stay there in that space, great. That's your choice. That's your choice. We all have a choice. The thing about it is that there are some people in life that just get sick and tired of hearing the excuses and the problems and all of my life sucks and I can't do this and I don't like this and everything's against me and oh, poor pity me, oh, whine and complain and moan and groan. That shit gets old. Some people will listen to it to be nice, but up until a certain point, people just get tired of being around negativity all the time. And if that's what you want to stay in, if that's how you want to be, that's your choice. But not very many people are going to stick around. Only the people that want to also be in that will sit with you in it. And right now, I'm in this kind of era. I'm in my dreams, desires, goals. I'm going to chase it down. One way or another, I will find a way. No matter what. It's already here. It's already here. Confirmation. So, in this mentality, I talked about focus. Focus is one of the key things that you have to have, is you have to focus on these dreams, desires, goals. You have to focus on what you are wanting. So, like I said, whatever you focus on, you give your energy to, you feed. So, if you want to be able to get those things, you're going to have to give up. You have to give up first. That's part of the whole contract with the universe. You have to sacrifice something in order to receive something, okay? So you're going to have to sacrifice hard work and time and effort and failure and all of these things. You're going to have to sacrifice all that, because that's what you do in order to receive. You have to let it all go. And that's the same thing when it comes to transformation right now, especially since this is a huge deal with this Pluto in retrograde. Going within, you're going to have to let go of traumas and past pains. And you're going to have to let go of things that people have done to you, because you don't need them anymore. What are they doing? How are they making your life any better? Really. We all got problems. We all have problems. We all got stuff happening in our lives. Okay? Some people just don't carry it. They don't hold that. They don't, let it affect them, because life is gonna life. No matter what. Everybody's got stuff happening. So, in this Pluto retrograde, you're going to be really going inside, and you're going to have to start releasing all of these fears, all of these beliefs, all of these doubts, all of these bad habits, all of these things that no longer serve you anymore. And you're going to have to really focus on what you want the outcome to be, because of the fact that you're going to have excuses. There are going to be days when you don't want to do it. There are going to be days whenever you just don't want to put in the effort. I get it. I do. Thing is that I've realized over time that whenever you give that excuse power, you're taking away power from the energy that's going towards these. And so they're not as strong. And those excuses get stronger and stronger and stronger. And you can always come up with a good excuse as to why you can't do something. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. There's a lot of good things that you can say to convince yourself that you can't do something. So, in Pluto retrograde, I really implore that you really go within, and here's something that I want you to think about, is going within and asking yourself, why do you hold on to these excuses? Why do you allow your excuses? They're just thoughts. They're just words that cross your mind. Why do you let them have so much power over you? Why do you let other people convince you to do things that you don't want to do? Because that's part of the excuses as well, is because you want to be liked, and so you will go against, doing things because you want to be part of the group, because other people aren't doing it, so therefore you don't want to do it. You don't want to be the only one. Whatever it may be. I implore you to really sit with trying to understand why your excuses have more power than you. And, what are you willing to actually give up in order to get to these things? Okay. I'm going to leave that there, and like, share, subscribe, or don't. I don't control you. You have free will, and you make your own choices. So I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if you want to, go for it. Have a beautiful night, and I'm recording this at night, so it's going to post in the morning. So have a great day, night, whatever. Just have a great